lemonade out of a lemon by doing Abramelin work?
If anybody would like to share their experiences on this, feel free. But I would say, I have had people email me and go, oh, I'm really sick, I've had this illness I can't get rid of. I need to do the Abramelin so I can get over my illness. I don't think it works that way. The operation itself is very taxing and takes a lot out of you. A lot of people need some recovery time after. That might be why the upper age limit. But again, it was 60 back a few hundred years ago. So I'd say 80 or something. Now, I don't know, though. I could be wrong. But it's a very taxing operation. It takes a lot out of you. It's really awesome when you gain a lot of energy, but also it is taxing. So just imagine, not that you are not doing it, but imagine doing magic all day, every day for 6 or 18 months. You only do 1 to 3 hours, but essentially your energy body and your body is being worked on all day, every day for 6 or 18 months.
If you're having a retreat, what do you do with the rest of your time?
Hmm?
You're having a retreat, eliminating interaction with other people on the internet and everything as much as possible. You're only doing a couple hours a day for the first 3/4 of it. What do you do the rest of the
I
day?
read.
As someone who did the cabin in the woods thing, chop wood, carry water. Those two things can fill all your time.
Yeah, but they can be as distracting. You read a book that interests you, it takes your attention away from the Abramelin.
Not really.
No?
I would say if you're reading spiritual books, you're at least still focusing on the magic. If you're reading magic
So
and
you want to be
spiritual,
otherworldly, in a sense?
Hmm?
You want to be spiritually oriented?
yeah, not like reading your average book,
Yeah.
but spiritually oriented books I found to be helpful.
You're going to have to pack away the heart of the Moses.
You're right.
Well, I know what you mean. I pick up all of his works away from me.
But I never got bored. I guess I did extra meditating and reading a bunch of magic books. And it's distracting a little because it's not quite the path, but at least you're still focusing on the spiritual thing. It's not distracting like other people. Other people, if you think about it, you think about, okay, what are my 5 top distractions? For most people, it's other people. If you think about it just for a moment, what are your top 5? Well, okay, maybe internet, but that's other people, isn't it? TV? Does anybody watch TV anymore? We have the internet now. But usually it's other people. It's going out and doing stuff. Those are usually the top distractions. But I find reading books, not really, but books that are about spiritual or magical topics, I find good. Or maybe geology or something. But not just, what's an example of a book that would not be a good idea? I guess romance novel. Not that anybody actually reads those.
Think and Grow Rich.
I don't know, there's
Materialistic kind of.
not that one, but I read one of those Grow Rich books and it had some good ideas. I mean, aside from money. There's nothing wrong with money, it's how we approach it, in my opinion. So, here's one of the original pages out of one of the original German manuscripts. Already discussed that. Just don't stop early. 6 or 18 months, don't stop early. Oh, and the first point, don't take a day off. It says in the book, even if you're too sick to do your working, do it from bed. But don't be like, I'm kind of tired today, I'll do it from bed. No, no, no. If you can't make it to your temple, do it from bed. But if you can still make it to the temple, get to the temple, and don't take days off. I think during my working I took like 2 days off or something during the 6 months. But not recommended because you take one off and then you can start sliding another. And I speak from experience. The first time I tried, I failed. I made it about 2 months, failed terribly. And to be honest, everyone's like, oh my God, what if it goes wrong? What if it's my HJ not at the end? What if I screw up? No, the only way to screw up is to not keep going. As long as you keep going, it'll work and you'll do it. But the first time I stopped, so screwed it up. It was 10 times harder the next time. Oh, the health fallen extremely downhill. Depends how downhill we're talking. And you asked, okay, if you have crappy health to do it or not. It depends how crappy we're talking. I wouldn't recommend doing it during cancer. I'd recommend getting that fixed first.
I better meant maybe like Crohn's disease, not so extreme.
I'd say something like Crohn's would be fine, but it depends how bad the Crohn's is, right? There's low level of Crohn's, and then there's extreme Crohn's. How much time, if you're spending time in the hospitals, Yeah, I guess it would depend how extreme. If you're well enough to kind of keep a job, you're fine. Because there's people with cancer that still work. So I guess it would depend. If you could do a desk job, 40 hours a week, you can do the Abramelin, in my opinion. This is my opinion. You kind of know. You'd hopefully kind of know. But if your health is too terrible, it'd be a bit too taxing. And if your health is only a bit terrible, you could probably do it. It depends. Now, if you're on sick leave, well, there's different kinds of sick leave. I'm too stressed to work. I need sick leave. But it depends if you're taking a sick leave because you really can't even do. Because most employers, if you're sick, will put you on an easier job these days, I found, from what people have told me. So if you can't even do that, I'd be a little leery about the Abramelin. It is taxing because each time you work magic, it takes a bit out of you, right? If you're to do a 4-hour ritual straight, you kind of blow trash after. At least I don't know about you guys. Abramelin's similar, even though it's only 1 to 3 hours per day. It's more than that in a way. It's a non-stop. Most magic, so we go and do some stuff. We go and do some work, and the magic's working as we're doing the work. And that's when all the energy's coming and going. But and then we go home later, and it kind of fades. Fades the next day. Abramelin, it does not fade. It keeps going for the 6 or 18 months. There is no fading. And if it feels like it's fading, it's just because you shut down a little. But that working does not fade. Do not skip the final week. Actually, some people have done that. They freak out. Oh my God, I have to call the demons. I can't do it. They skip that week. And then they're lost for years after. It's kind of sad, actually. And then they're asking for advice for years after. What do I do now? So I never did the final week. Have I done it? Of course, the advice is, well, go do it quick, or get yourself back up to speed, like do a few months of it again until you're back up to speed, and then do that final week. But the final week is part of it. Sure, you don't believe in demons. Sure, you don't like demons. Whatever, it's part of the working. And obviously, a few people have lived through it. I have met, I've met 5 people in person who have completed it. And I would say there's 5 or 10 more in the world who have. And then there's some that, anyway. Performing the Abramelin does not make you better at using ways. Okay, so plan ahead. A lot of people can't finish it due to lack of planning ahead. Their life just doesn't go for it. Their boss phones them up and says, "Well, I'm going to fire you." Sorry. Thinking of a few different stories that people have said. You either have to be okay with being fired and keep going, or plan something ahead of time. I've had people tell me that they planned it with their boss ahead of time and told their boss, and so they worked around it somehow. And then, see, this is an interesting part of the Abramelin. It might be a different slide though, is attachments. Attachments kind of get in the way, and sometimes attachments fall away, which is one of the most scary things about Abramelin. All those things in our life that we really like or love might fall away. Which I guess, the whole no attachment thing, but still, can screw up your life. So you have to be careful, because just say you're living with somebody and they go to make it nearly impossible for you, well, that just makes it harder. So you have to plan ahead as much as you possibly can. Make sure you have enough money or some sort of income coming in. Before you do it, make sure you have some seclusion. Make sure you are in control of your life as much as possible. I know unemployment insurance might not be, but it is enough at least. Make sure you have all the supplies, the silver square or 7-sided thing, the robe and the overrobe. I have it listed further on what all you need. The incense and the oil, which are kind of spendy. They're kind of expensive ingredients. Is there any Abramelin incense back there, Troy?
And oil.
In my stuff?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
That's what the labels say.
Okay, and I'm just making sure because you have some other stuff there too.
Yeah.
I'm picky.
I don't have another Abramelin.
Okay, good.
I have a question for the oil. They don't go bad, they don't expire.
Actually they do. If you're making your own oil, put some vitamin E in there to make it last longer, but yes, they can go bad or expire. I'd say a year or two. A year without the vitamin E if it's in a dark container and seal tight. and 2 years with vitamin E. Then the incense, if it's in these awesome metal tins, can last 2 to 5 years. And I know this sounds silly, I sell Abramelin incense and oil, but I still recommend you do it yourself and just buy the ingredients from me to make it yourself. Or you can buy it from somebody who's already made it. But making it yourself is kind of part of it. So the book, both of them, this one and the Mathers one, I know I said screw the Mathers one, but it's different and it still has information. It's just not perfect, right? Hey, Sai. So you want to reread each book before you start. I know they're kind of thick and kind of big, about 10 times each. A lot of people say, I don't understand the working, or with a whatever system, I don't understand it. Well, have you only read the book once? I've had people, like the Grimoire Verum, I don't understand it. Well, how many times have you read it? Once? No. Read it and keep reading it and keep reading it. The more you can read it ahead of time, the better. And then when you're doing it, and you're bored out of your mind because you're in a retreat without all your distractions, then you can just keep rereading it. Because each time you reread it, you learn something new.
There's a lot of instructions that are in the latter part of the book that have to do with even the first 3 months.
Thank you.
I still learn stuff rereading it, how many years later? 14 years later? I still learn stuff. I still notice stuff like, how did I miss this? Or you understand it deeper or whatever. So reread it and reread it and reread it.
Is it designed for a certain path? Like, is it designed for ceremonial magic, or, I mean, is it designed for a certain type
Okay,
of spiritual working?
this is one of my pet peeves. Everyone thinks it's a ceremonial magic thing because Mathers wrote it. It is not!
Well, it's just an example.
Oh, I know. I just thought I could cover one of my pet peeves. There is nothing in there that talks about a ceremonial magic ritual ever at all.
Yeah, they don't even give you the script.
Huh?
They don't even give you the script.
Exactly. There's no ritual. There's no circles. The only thing that makes circles is ceremonial magic, pretty much, that I know. Or at least circles with fancy words and drawing them and stuff, and pentagrams. There's no pentagrams in there. So there's some orders. Some orders, when they're in portal, will do it. Some orders, like how the members do it. Some orders will have people do it before portal to balance themselves out. And maybe some do after, I'm not sure. So some groups will feel that it really helps in their path and their tradition to do the 6-month version. I think they should all move to the 18-monther. But so some people add it in, but it is completely 100% irrelevant to any other path, except maybe if you're do Jewish prayer or something, in my opinion. I don't see how it relates to any other path, except you can read some songs out of the Bible, but that's more about for people where that's their religion, because his son was Jewish, right? This was some Jewish guy writing it for his Jewish son. So, of course, he did it with their religion. Then later on he goes, pagans can do this too.
Well, it's not like the Psalms are particularly Christian or Jewish either.
Oh, yes, they are.
Well, some of them can be.
Some of my questions during my 6-monther is, how on earth can I say this? It has some insults in there. It's like, I'm going around insulting people. I'm not going to do this. There were some parts where I don't feel okay doing this. And the people that gave me advice were like, yeah, just skip that one, or it means this. So I find the Psalms, even though they originated in Egypt, to be extremely biased in their wording. But there's these awesome Roman and Greek prayers and other prayers that can be used instead, in my opinion. Or you can go with the Psalms, not like I wasn't trying it. But there's some awesome Egyptian prayers, and I guess every religion has prayers, but it says to go with the religion of your birth, or not of your birth, but that you were raised with. Well, I was raised agnostic, so I was good to go, so I just went with pagan stuff. And then some people were raised Christian, and that's a bit of a problem for them, because they kind of learned to hate it because of the way they were raised, which is unfortunate. Like I said before, HJ and True Will, that's why everybody does it, right? But it's about more than that. It's a 6 or 18-month intensive working. So, sure, meet your HJ. Sure, you can ask your HJ, can you help me out and let me know when True Will? Sure, you can ask that. But I would say that's 10% of it. And the rest, I'd say you gotta find out. But I would say that's 10% of the working is a pretty awesome part. And, you know, if you read the manuscripts, none of them says anything about your true will. Just saying. Okay, who's on my cell phone? Plan ahead, I think I did that slide twice. Or I'm going in the wrong direction. Yeah, I'm going in the wrong direction. Covered that one. You do not need any previous experience, in my opinion. Just do it. Some people think, oh, you need to be in portal first. No, that's biased. I think do it because if you have previous experience, you have some unlearning to do. It's kind of like martial arts. What's really annoying for martial arts teachers when somebody comes along and has previous experience in another art, then you have to help untrain them from that, especially if they had a crappy teacher or a crappy art. Well, same with the Abramelin, you have to unlearn a lot. You kind of have to be a blank slate for the Abramelin, which don't worry, the working will do that for you. But so coming in clean is fine, and it's not like Abramelin's son had previous ceremonial magic experience, or any experience probably except for praying. And it's not like Abraham said, you need such and such experience first, do this first. He did not go into that. So there's the cover page for one of them, for one of the original manuscripts. I think I covered this already in my beginning rant. Don't change it. Go by this book or the Mathers, if you must. This one would be better. Don't change it, don't go, you know, I think I'm gonna call this and this and this instead, and I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to do it at night and get up at the moonrise and do it at the no, just frickin' keep it like it is. If you want to change it, do it once this way and then change it after. Because none of us know enough about it to go changing it. Now, if you've done it a few times, maybe. Yes, you can do it. I think we're all pagan here, guessing. You can do it.
Wouldn't substituting other prayers be changing it? I mean, if the idea is you gotta do it the way it's written the first time until you get a feel for it, wouldn't that be more appropriate than to put in like Egyptian prayer or something? I personally like that stuff, but
Right.
How do you know what it's supposed to be if you don't do it the way it's done?
Well, it says pagans can do it.
Yeah, I know.
That's where I got
I'm
it.
just reading that last part. More relevant, you can do with
Right.
Egyptian, all those prayers can be substituted for the Psalms. How do you know, and if you've never done it before, what the effect of the Christian Psalms are? I mean, there's a lot of things that come out like, Cyrus born again. Hey, maybe there's another way of looking at Christ. It seems like it's a contradiction there, that either you do it the way the book says and not put your ego in there and decide, well, I don't like that prayer, I'm going to do it differently. Or you do it the way the book, that seems like the advice is, first time you do it, if you've never done it before, do it the way it's written.
I guess you can try. When I did it, I guess I did do that. I tried the Psalms.
Yeah. I mean,
But since it said pagans can do it, I would assume he wouldn't be expecting pagans to use the Psalms.
why
as
wouldn't
my
they be
subject.
able to do a psalm?
Well, I was thinking, why would they? It's not the tradition.
I don't. Yeah.
So,
I mean, my bent is toward the Kabbalah, but I would have no problems with the New Testament if that was part of the tradition there. Certainly, the first time I experienced it, why come in with deciding something doesn't work when you don't even know if it works?
well, the whole enemy gods thing might be hard. I don't know. I guess it depends on the person.
Yeah.
So there, at least we have two sides on that one. So you can try the Psalms, see if it works. Most people would be open to trying them out. But then there's the whole enemy gods thing too. And some of the Psalms are downright disrespectful and cruel, like calling down people and so forth.
It makes sense to me though to do it in the tradition that you were raised in, because that is, your values are, like if you were a Muslim, it would make sense for me to use Muslim prayers because that's the tradition you were raised in, that is the closest to your being. If I'm trying to do it in some other tradition, it's not as natural to me. It's like you're saying, I feel it's whatever your natural affinity is. You'd be more successful if you're doing, rather than I'm going to recite these psalms, but I don't really believe in them or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'd say If you are going to try other religion prayers, try the Psalms as well. Most of them aren't bad. But some of them, oh my God.
But maybe some insight to be gained from a song that's offensive.
From what?
There may be some insight to be
Oh,
gained
from
from
the
doing a
offensive
song that appears offensive. Maybe you'll learn that it is offensive, or maybe you'll learn another way to look at it.
Possibly.
Certain something to think about in those hours you're not doing the prayers.
You're right. Well, yeah, you do have a lot of time to contemplate this. What is that?
Well, one thing that Abraham says in the book about the prayers in general is that if you're just reciting prayers that have no resonance with you, it's a hollow prayer versus something you resonate with that has deep meaning for you. So I think that would lend credence to choosing prayers that are more in line with your tradition. But you could try both. I mean,
The first time around, I did use the Psalms for a while, and I at least tried my best. So like, not my thing, not my path. I at least tried my best at it. So you actually have a good point, which I didn't put in the slides, is when you're doing the prayers, do it from the heart and put 100% in.
It's 4 o'clock,
What time's the break again?
15, 20.
Okay.
How do you even pace spot?
Do we need a battery change in anything? Hmm?
We're good.
Alrighty. Sounds like a fun 18 months, doesn't it? Though, like I said before, interesting how Abraham's wife conceived a son during his working.
Because immaculate conception.
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, so obviously there's some exceptions to that. Perhaps if you do it out of love instead of going to the bar to pick somebody up you don't know, because exchanging that energy could be disastrous to your working. But with somebody you love, perhaps, and I'm pretty sure the way Abraham talks, he was probably internally praying to deity the entire time. You know, the whole, what are these fancy words for spiritual sex these days? Thank you. Oh, but God, Western Tantra. Anyway, so things like what people call Tantra and stuff, where you're focusing on the divine the entire time. I'll bet you he was doing something like that. Just the way Abraham speaks, I'm pretty sure that's what he would have been doing. So if you're focusing on the divine the whole time and not using it as a distraction, but using it to help things along perhaps, and with somebody you love. Now the whole no meat thing, I'd say go with that 100% unless you're gonna like get extremely, extremely sick for not eating meat. But before thinking you might get extremely sick, make sure to look at the proper food combining of vegetarianism. I managed to be vegetarian and vegan for 10 years at one point. At this point, not possible. So, and most doctors are a bit biased. But check with your doctor first. And if you're not used to vegetarianism, make sure you take iron and B12 and all that stuff. And learn about food combining, and know that you need nuts and raisins, beans, rice, nuts, and raisins to get all the aminos. So you might need to take supplements. Or there's some people that probably can't even do it. Just due to different health things, right? Not everybody can go 100% vegetarian. Now, it says vegetarian. I'm pretty sure eggs are fine. It doesn't say yay or nay on eggs, but you don't have to kill anything to get eggs. So I'm sure eggs would be all right. And dairy would be fine. And speaking of killing things, no touching dead bodies. So have fun with eating meat. I won't go into that, but just don't touch dead bodies. Just don't. No. Not during that working. Okay. The squares work, like I said, they work. Some people use them before they did the working, but they kind of work. After the working, they really work. Now, as far as the squares working, here's a word of warning. With the Abramelin working, things work so well that I would give the warning of be careful what you wish for. Like, oh, I've always wanted such and such. I need to use a square for this. Yeah, how many times have you really wanted something, did some magic for it, and after you're like, it's not quite what I wanted, or I didn't really want that? I have people ask me for magic work for stuff, and I do it, and then they complain after because that's not what they really wanted. So basically, we don't know what we want. Fortunately, the Abramelin operation helps us figure out what we really want, the whole true will thing and the whole knowing ourself thing. Because right now, most magicians are going around in circles. We'll cast this, cast that, I want this, I want that, I want that. But we're just going around in circles until we figure out what we truly want, instead of what society wants for us or what we think we should want because our neighbor has it. or what seems like a good idea. So finding out what you truly want helps narrow it down so you're not running around in circles with your magic and then trying to undo some crap you've done. But the squares work so well, you want to be extremely careful what you wish for. Oops. Stop. Yeah, that final week, don't go near anyone. Don't talk to anyone. Don't look at anyone. If you have roommates, deadbolt or something, you have to trust them that they're not going to interfere in that final week. Just put the fear demons into them if you have to, but that final week, you don't want anyone to go near you. Especially not talk to you or anything. So deadbolt or just roommates that, or whoever you live with, being cool about leaving you 100% alone, whatever it takes for that.
Would you suggest maybe an actual cabin in the forest type of thing?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
If you can manage it, you'd have to save up or something, or get free rent somehow. Like do a house sitting thing or a land sitting thing. My father, lucky guy, land sat a 5-acre island all to himself for 40 years.
Wow.
So I'm figuring there might be some short-term things like that too. So if you can land sit or house sit for a while, sure. Or if you're getting unemployment insurance, sure. Like if you have some sort of way you can do it, and then you'd have to bring in a lot of food that lasts a while, or have somebody just drop off your food without talking to
If
you.
you prepare ahead of time, you can make a lot of adjustments. I did a 9-month retreat with my
Nice.
ex during the stage of our development, and we had kids and everything. So we had,
Nice.
when we dropped the kids off with babysitter, we didn't ever interact with babysitter. We had notes. The messages on our phone was, we cannot be reached, but if it absolutely must, we'll only talk on the phone between this hour.
Nice.
You know, you can
Smart.
make those kinds, even if you're living in the city with family and everything else, you can prepare it so that you have, so that you're not interacting with others. Like, it's not so much being vulnerable as being impressionable. Being open to the influence of others is not what you want to be. You want to be, since you're opening yourself up, you don't want anything but what you're seeking to be influencing you, I would assume.
And you don't want your energy influencing others, trust me.
Oh, and people do interfere.
Because they're not ready yet.
Yeah. But
You don't want your
it's
energy
amazing how many
getting them.
people will come through and support you on it. I mean, everyone just said, oh, those crazy hippies are doing something again. So we had a lot of people that were quite supportive of it, in spite of the fact that nobody was into a magical troop of any kind. But they just wrote it off as another eccentricity and tried to help us do our thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, did you guys know that there's places in Vancouver that will deliver you groceries so you don't have to leave the house to grocery shop? So that's kind of cool. I wonder if you ever stopped being a hermit after doing the operation home.
It takes a while to get back into the real world.
I would slide on that one. Does it? Oh my God, it's hard. Was it Abramelin you did or something else? That's cool.
No, but it was something like that.
That's awesome.
And we did something, we had a specific thing on a schedule with every hour, on the hour, we had a different exercise or ritual or meditation
Awesome.
to do, yoga, the rest.